Now, the wait for electricity is finally over for the residents of Phola Park as their power is set to be restored. The Metro's Mayor, Mzwandile Masina, will oversee the process today. 2 weeks ago, protests erupted and some residents are alleged to have attacked foreigners, resulting in a visit by Police Minister Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi has been tracking the story for us and joins us now. Linda, a very good morning to you. I suppose it's a sigh of relief for the residents and the police who've been keeping a very close eye on the violence and tensions in this area.
Well, in fact, Paul, it's hoped that this process will actually quell tensions here in this community, as you'll remember that tensions arose from issues of electricity. But of course, we saw the police minister as well as state and security minister and as also visiting the area, also the mayor in the city of Ekurhuleni, Mzwandile Masina, paying a visit to this community, assuring them that they would in fact get to this point. But to get confirmation whether power has been restored in this area, I've got with me the mayor himself, Mzwandile Masina. Mayor, thank you so much for your time. It's been a long wait for the community here, resulting in a lot of tension and criminality as you previously described it. Can you confirm right now that the power has been restored?
Well, thank you very much. I think for me, let me thank the community for their patience as we were doing this work. I can assure the community of Thokoza that we are now returning power to the people. We've started at extension 2 as well as extension 5. We are monitoring the load and one of the transformers is already up. As you can see here that almost all the 20 panels are new and ready. We've invested about 10 million rand to ensure that the people of this area have electricity. My biggest wish is to call upon the community members to work with us as government, because this is their infrastructure, to protect this infrastructure so that that which happened before should not happen again, so that there is always electricity here. And I must say that those that cannot afford to pay are called upon to come and register as indigent, because there is provision for them who will be able to assist them. So there is no need for people to connect illegally. And I must also say that thank the community of Thokoza for allowing us to ensure that we were able to put over 1,500 split meters, which will assist us to ensure that there is no electricity theft, as we have seen. In the next coming few weeks, now that we are done with this, we will be going to areas where there is illegal connections. We want to warn those people that will be coming there with the army and the police, because we've got to restore law and order in order for us to be able to govern.
Speaking of the army and the police, I mean, we saw a deployment of those law enforcement officials here in this area to make sure that work continues. Tell us then about the impact that has had in terms of quelling the violence that we saw break out.
Well, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the President of the Republic, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, who actually made it sure that he deployed the Minister of Police as well as the Minister of State Security to work with us to restore law and order. And I'm sure you saw when we came here, we walked around and we ensured that we were able to conscientize the community about the importance of working with us as we were restoring electricity. So thanks to the President of the Republic, there is now electricity in this area, and I'm certain that the community will have learned also a lesson, because it's been the longest without electricity because of the problems that we're facing. So I'm quite confident that we should be able to work together with the community to ensure that we keep the lights on here in this area.
There was also a destruction of businesses in this particular community. I mean, it's something that even the Minister of Police said was a big problem given the state of our economy in the country right now. We had an opportunity to speak to some of the business owners who, some of them are in hiding. Are you able to give us a sense then of what your municipality is doing in terms of making sure that they are safe and can come back to the community?
Well, we're calling for calm in the community, because those who must trade, they must be allowed to trade. What we can't allow is illegal activities, but genuine business people who are doing trade should be allowed back into the community, and we must discourage xenophobic attacks on our communities, because we've seen a lot of those things, and I think that we've got to be matured enough and ensure that we can allow those that are trading to trade, because our economy is struggling. So it's important, therefore, that we allow small businesses to thrive. As the city, we are giving quite a number of support. We've just approved about 56 million rand recently to ensure that we can support over 200 businesses. And I know that it's not sufficient, but we are doing whatever possible to ensure that we provide grant funding to small businesses so that the economy can thrive again.
Just before I let you go quickly, Mayor, Eskom is announcing stage 2 load shedding. How will this impact on the work that has been already done? Do you think people will understand when it's now Eskom and no longer an issue of the substation?
Well, we'll use the media platforms to explain. So if it's Eskom problems, we should be able to issue statements to communicate. But that should not amount to the destruction of infrastructure, because we'll go back to square one. So what will be important, if there are issues of Eskom, we'll make sure that we work with Eskom to spread the word in the community, not just here in Thokoza, but across the city of Ekurhuleni, so that we are able to protect the infrastructure that we have.
There you have it, Mzwandile Masina, the mayor in the city of Ekurhuleni, talking us through the restoration of power. As you can see, he was in this particular area and this particular substation, making sure that power is being restored. He speaks about a number of issues. You'll remember that a lot of businesses were affected as a result of this protest, and many of them are in hiding, fearing that they may not be able to come back. A portion of this community had not had electricity, which resulted in those protests. So now everybody will have electricity. The mayor is hoping that everybody will be calm in the area, and there will no longer be a need to have more police and law enforcement officials in the area guarding and making sure that everyone is safe at this point.
Very well, let's leave it there for now. Of course, we'll continue to bring you more coming out of that community.